Hello my friends, and welcome back to another daily check-in. Today I'm back out here in the Presidio. It's been kind of a gloomy day, but the sun seems to be coming out, which is nice as it is kind of chilly. And in today's check-in, I guess I wanted to share how I got here. What am I doing here talking to you? Well, if I were to rewind to my childhood, my first memory is a memory of fear. I was scared. I don't know what I was scared of, but I was just scared. If I fast forward to age 6, where my mom put me into gymnastics at my school that I went to as part of this after-school program, all of a sudden through gymnastics, I was able to move beyond fear. It was as if through my body, I was able to get out of my mind. If I fast forward a little bit more, now I remember at the age of 15, 16, wanting to be the best gymnast in the world, which means that you wanted to stand at the top of the podium at the Olympics. Now, that didn't occur, but something else happened. And this is what happened, which was the coolest probably moment of my life, or the biggest realization, which was when I retired from gymnastics and fell in love with action sports, and I was specifically snowboarding and wakeboarding. I remember performing tricks, moves that I had learned in gymnastics, but on a wakeboard or with a snowboard. And although I wasn't performing them with the same technique as I had learned in gymnastics, I was still feeling an amazing sense of joy and fulfillment, and I was getting praised for it as if I was doing something right, meaning it was cool enough to be accepted and respected and celebrated. And that moment was a massive realization for me, because what I realized was that the book of gymnastics, the code that told you how to perform and the value of said performance, was not the truth. It was only a truth, and it was an a truth because it was contextual to the sport of gymnastics itself. Now, although that truth has great value, the big realization was that there are an infinite number of truths, and it's our responsibility as individuals to explore said truth. And the only way we can do it is by getting trapped in a truth. Say you like wakeboarding, get really good at wakeboarding, and then get so deep down the rabbit hole that you come out on the other side and you realize that there's much more than that, and that everything is flowing in and out of itself. And that, as kooky as it may sound to some of you, that means that we are infinite potential. There are an infinite number of truths, and that is what we must explore, the infinite possibility. So what am I doing here? Well, in my career, professional career, I ended up becoming a coach, specifically a movement coach, someone who taught people how to move in fitness, specifically in CrossFit, and did it by using gymnastics tools and this notion that we must create new rules, that there are multiple truths, and it's our duty to explore what truths fit best in this moment. And the big realization within my coaching abilities, specifically in teaching people how to move, is that I realized that we are not only a product of our environment, but we are also creating our environment. Just look around here. I am sitting in a natural environment, but I'm surrounded by a road where you see cars passing by right now that we have created. And our environment and the environment that we create lives together. And us as physical movers, the expression of our physical movement is what produces everything that we create. We create as humans. These clothes, these are produced according to how we move and how we're currently physically structured. This phone that I'm recording on is also designed in a way that allows me to hold it, press the keys, use the camera. Anything you see, a mug, a pen, a keyboard, a bicycle, a car, It's all designed as an extension of our bodies, of our ability to move. And if that is a truth, then that means that we need to become really aware of how we move, why we move, when we move. And that became my ultimate goal, to help people realize this, to help people get closer to an understanding of this, so we could make better decisions. Eventually I got to the point where movement, physical movement, was simply not enough. Me teaching you how to perform a certain technique was not getting you closer to the awareness that you needed to understand why that technique was produced in the first place and how you could use that technique to expand upon it. And that's when my practice as a coach had to transcend. It had to transcend the physical movement and come into a place of the heart, of what's going on in here. What is bringing you here today? And how are you taking what is bringing you here today, what's in your heart, into something that you can use some logic, some rationale to explain that intention and create alignment. And that's why I'm here talking to you. That's why I started these daily check-ins, because we need to take the conversation of whatever it is that we're doing, whatever our craft may be, whatever our method, our technique may be, and transcend that. But it cannot happen with the technique itself. It can only happen in dialogue, in increasing our awareness, in seeing the infinite number of possibilities, and ultimately doing that in a way where we're respecting what originally was and realizing that in this substrate we are also creating, and that in that there's a union, there is a coming together that we must acknowledge. And why do I share this with you? Well, the same way gymnastics helped me be a little bit more free, so did my coaching, so did my physical practice within fitness, beyond gymnastics and action sports, and so has my craft of speaking to people with the title of coach. And now, wanting to continue to convey this message and create this conversation so we can further understand, so I can get closer, so we can get closer to being a little bit more free. And that's why I'm here. And because this is not an end, it's simply a transition, this check-in doesn't have an end. It's an ongoing, infinite conversation. Yeah. Just like when I first started recording this check-in, the clouds were over my head. They have now moved. The sun is coming out and I can see more clearly. The question is, can you? All right, that's my check-in for today. Thanks for watching, thanks for being here, thanks for listening. And man, today I'm feeling excited. See you tomorrow. Peace.